Hi, I'm Rishi. Welcome back to my YouTube astrology channel. First of all, a very big thank you for the overwhelming response that the channel has received so far. As some of you already know, I also have a small Facebook astrology page, Rishi Vedic Astrology. And a few days ago, I'd asked the members of my page what sort of horoscopes they'd like to see me analyze. A lot of people got back to me saying that they'd like to see me do celebrity horoscopes. And one of the names that kept coming up fairly consistently was that of Priyanka Chopra. So I thought of looking at Priyanka Chopra's horoscope, particularly from the perspective of marriage and profession, to see what sort of future this Bollywood superstar has waiting for her up ahead. Priyanka Chopra has an extremely interesting and a very powerful horoscope. Her ascendant is Aries, so she's born under the sign of Mars. Her lord of the ascendant, Mars, is placed in the 6th house of this horoscope. The 6th house is a very favorable place for the ascendant to be placed in. It's a very favorable place for most planets to be placed in. And when your ascendant is sitting over there, it immediately suggests a tremendous amount of power that the horoscope has. The 6th house is the house of competition. And when the lord of the ascendant is sitting in the 6th house, the individual profits through competition. The individual succeeds in competition. The other interesting point to note in this horoscope is that Mars is sitting along with Saturn, which is also in the 6th house. Now, Saturn is lord of the 10th house of this horoscope. The 10th house is the house of profession. And Saturn sitting in the 6th house tends to function particularly well. The lord of the ascendant and the lord of profession are sitting in a very favorable place in the horoscope and sitting together, assisting and aiding each other. It is immediately clear that this is a very powerful horoscope for profession, and the sort of success that the individual will achieve will be extraordinary. But that is something that we already know, because Priyanka Chopra is a very big star internationally, and the success that she has achieved is something that we are all well aware of. What we are trying to figure out is what her time ahead is going to be like, professionally as well as personally. The 7th house of the horoscope relates to marriage. All significant relationships, partnerships are seen from this house. I have mentioned many times in the past that Jupiter is a planet which tends to spoil the house that it is sitting in. In Priyanka Chopra's horoscope, Jupiter is sitting in the 7th house of marriage. Now, over the past 20 years, I've seen that when Jupiter is positioned in the 7th house of the horoscope, it creates a tremendous amount of ego problems. There is a lack of understanding between the partners. Both of them are going to be very strong personalities, and neither of them is going to be ready to listen to the other. So Jupiter sitting in the 7th house of her horoscope is immediately creating a lot of problems in Priyanka Chopra's life. Further, Jupiter is aspected upon by Rahu. Rahu is a natural significator of foreigners. This is what has caused Priyanka Chopra to get married to a foreigner, to get married outside India, to be connected to Nick Jonas. The other thing to note is, Jupiter is sitting in the nakshatra of Rahu. So Jupiter comes completely under the control of Rahu. Normally I would not have very much to say about that, but Jupiter is a planet that doesn't function very well under the control of anyone else. Jupiter is the guru. He is used to giving instructions. He's used to being listened to. He's used to being the one who knows what to do. So Jupiter expects people to follow his directions. When he is forced to follow the directions of somebody else, in this case Rahu, he's going to be extremely uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable, he's going to create as much trouble as he can. So it is my understanding that Jupiter in the 7th house, Jupiter aspected upon by Rahu and sitting in the nakshatra of Rahu, is going to create a lot of problems for Priyanka Chopra's marriage, and I do not believe that this is a relationship that is going to last very long. The marriage has taken place. It seems to be functioning fairly well up to this point. But I believe that the disconnect between the partners should be visible and obvious to both of them already. The reason for that is that in the zodiac right now, Jupiter has gone into retrogression and has gone back from Sagittarius into the sign Scorpio. Scorpio is the 8th house of this horoscope. The 8th house of a horoscope is the house of death. It need not be physical death, but it definitely indicates the death of an idea, of a concept, of an understanding, even of a relationship. Jupiter is the planet that is controlling marriage and relationship for Priyanka Chopra. And Jupiter transiting into the 8th house has already led Priyanka Chopra to understand that this marriage was not such a great idea. However, she's going to continue to hold on to it for as long as she can. Priyanka Chopra is born under the sign of Mars. She is a person who's extremely determined, who's extremely stubborn, and when she sets out to achieve something, you can be reasonably certain that she will accomplish her goals. She's going to try and keep this marriage going, but unfortunately for her, I do not believe that it's going to last for too many years. As soon as Jupiter transits into Aquarius, which is going to be around the end of 2021, Priyanka Chopra is going to find it extremely difficult to hold on to this relationship. I'm reasonably certain that even now she has understood that it's merely a formality and she's keeping it going for whatever reason that she has decided that it must carry on. But by the end of 2021, she's going to find it almost impossible to keep this facade going. This relationship is going to end in a divorce, and not a happy one for either of the two partners. They're going to separate, and there's going to be a lot of bitterness, there's going to be a lot of unpleasantness, there's going to be a lot of mudslinging, and it's going to impact Priyanka Chopra very, very, very severely. The Mahadasha that Priyanka is running right now is the Mahadasha of Jupiter, and the sub-period in effect till the 19th of March 2021 is the period of Venus. Jupiter-Venus is favorable for this horoscope. So she's going to continue to manage to keep this facade of the marriage going at least until March of 2021. Unfortunately, this is also not going to be a very good time for her professionally. This period of Jupiter-Venus till 2021 will keep her afloat. Venus is a planet of beauty, culture, art, films, music, and the sub-period of Venus and the major period of Jupiter will allow her to engage in all of these activities with a fair amount of success. Unfortunately, this period ends in 2021. The periods that follow, Jupiter-Sun, Jupiter-Moon, Jupiter-Mars, and then Jupiter-Rahu, are not going to be particularly favorable for her. So her glory days as far as her career are truly over. From September of 2026, Saturn takes complete control over this horoscope. Saturn is the lord of profession and it is sitting along with Mars, which is the lord of the ascendant. But essentially, Saturn is not favorably inclined towards Mars. Saturn and Mars are prime enemies. So when Saturn gains complete control over the horoscope, he's going to try and do his best to negate, to neutralize, or to destroy Mars in any way he can. So from the time that Saturn takes complete control over this horoscope, we cannot expect very good results to come to this individual who is represented by Mars. Saturn in any case is a planet that brings a lot of struggle and a lot of difficulties into one's life. And when it has determined that it is going to bring suffering into the horoscope, then you can be certain that nothing good is going to come to this chart. The other important factor in this horoscope is the fact that Rahu is also sitting along with Venus as well. Venus is a planet of art, culture, beauty, films, music, all of the things that Priyanka is connected with. Rahu, being a natural significator of foreigner, sitting along with Venus, will give her greatest success abroad, will give her appreciation in foreign lands. But there's another thing about Rahu. Rahu is a planet of deceit. It's a planet of illusion. So Priyanka Chopra has managed to create an illusion with regard to her career. Priyanka Chopra is successful in the West, but she is not as successful as we believe she is. She is not as desired over there as we think she is. She is not as big a name in Hollywood as we imagine she is. Rahu leads us to believe all of these things, while the reality is actually quite different. This is also one of the reasons that her career is not going to have an extended run. Since a large part of her success is really all about smoke and mirrors and the creation of an illusion, as soon as this favorable period changes just a little bit, that entire structure is going to come crumbling down. I've already mentioned that her major period of Jupiter and her sub-period of Venus will allow her to have success till 2021, but as soon as the sub-period of Sun comes in, all this success, all this glory, all these victories are going to desert her. I do not believe that she's going to manage to carve a niche for herself in Hollywood as she is hoping, and we are hoping that she will. I think it is time that she start considering the next stage of her career already. She has to reinvent herself. She has to discover a new facet to her personality that will allow her to stay relevant in the entertainment industry. Because from 2021, her career as an actress, as a superstar, all of these things are pretty much over. I truly hope that there's something in Nick Jonas's horoscope that's able to save this marriage. I also hope that Priyanka Chopra is able to discover something in her personality that allows her to stay relevant in the entertainment industry. But based on what I have in front of me right now, unfortunately I have to say, Priyanka is in more trouble than she can imagine. Thank you very much for watching this video. As always, I'd love to hear from you. Your comments, observations, opinions, feedbacks, as well as your thoughts about what I should do in other videos I'm planning up ahead. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'd also be very happy to see you on my Facebook page, Rishi Vedic Astrology. It's a pleasure, a privilege and an honor to connect with each one of you. And I look forward to doing more of that in the times up ahead.